Hi everybody, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your November 2015 monthly tarot reading. So right now I just want to take a second and thank everybody for all of their likes, their shares, the comments. You guys are truly amazing, and I especially want to thank everybody who has shown their support for my new series here on my channel. As you know, I already offer the general monthly tarot forecast, but now I have recently added the new weekly general forecast. I did ask everybody to give me their feedback when it comes to these new weekly readings, because they do take a lot of work, and I really wanted to know if it was something that you were finding helpful. And honestly, the feedback has just been truly amazing. You guys have really went above and beyond to really reach out to me and let me know that you definitely are finding these new readings helpful. It's something that you really are enjoying, and because of that, I of course will continue on doing these weekly forecasts. So I really wanted to take a second and thank you, for all of your support with the new readings. Now, if you are interested in a private reading, I do have my website linked below this video, so you definitely can click on my website and head over there. I do have a ton of information on my webpage. Right now, what I am offering is our two separate readings. One is a 30-minute reading, and the other is an hour reading. What I do is I normally ask you to give me 3 questions for the 30-minute reading or 6 questions for the hour reading, and then once your reading is finished, I do email you the private link where only you can actually view your reading here on YouTube. And the link never does expire, so you can save your reading to go back and reference for as long as you'd like. You can put it in a playlist or whatever. And it's something that you'll always have. In the future, I do plan on offering live Skype readings. It's just not something that I have right now, but I am working towards that. So I just want to thank everybody and wanted to let you know that I am available for private readings, so definitely head over to my site if you are interested. And I hope you have a great month of November. Hi Libra, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your November 2015 monthly tarot reading. So this is for Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising signs. So Libra, let's get started. Wow. All right, Libra, at the bottom of the deck, I do have the Six of Swords, which the Six of Swords to me is all about movement. It's movement forward. You literally could have just recently moved, or you're about to move. This is always a move for the positive. So this could be moving from an apartment to a house, or a house to a better house. This is always moving from one particular place or situation to a much more positive place or situation. Always a move for the better. And traditionally, this is known as the card that represents moving out of stormy waters into much more calmer waters. So definitely have a few major arcana cards, definitely, for the month of November, Libra. All right, so you start out, Libra, with the Two of Cups, which the Two of Cups is, a relationship card. It's all about love and a beautiful bond that you share with your partner, a beautiful connection, a deep chemistry. This can be a very spiritual relationship. This could be a soulmate relationship. It's a lovely card, and this is coming up right at the center of the reading. So I would say that your relationship is very significant and quite important right at the beginning of the month of November. Now the card that's crossing the Two of Cups, which is a card that's either helping or hindering, is the Hermit. Very interesting combination, Libra. So the Hermit card is all about going within, taking some time alone and going within, looking within, reflecting, being alone with your thoughts. This is actually a very spiritual card as well. The Hermit is quite spiritual. He does look within, and he really does trust his intuition. So I would say, because this is coming up as a challenge or as a card that is helpful to the current situation, it's either helping or hindering. So I would say for some people who are in a relationship, I would say it might be a challenge right now to maybe get some alone time. Honestly, it could be a challenge to maybe get some alone time, being alone with your thoughts. And then for others, I feel as though, you know, what will help your relationship is actually you looking within, really maybe trusting your intuition. Maybe there's some things going on within the relationship, and, you know, some energies and advice that will help you within your relationship and within the situation is really, you know, going within, taking that alone time, going within, and really trusting your gut and your intuition, because the Hermit is actually, like I just said, very spiritual and actually very intuitive, and he does take that alone time and he does go within. He is alone with his thoughts, but he also goes within, and he you know, listens to his intuition. So I feel as though if there's some sort of issue going on within your relationship or something like that, I really feel as though that your intuition is going to play a huge role, and it will help this situation. You need to go within, Libra. Also, I feel, you know, you got to take some alone time. It's not going to hurt the relationship by any means. It will absolutely help the relationship. Everybody needs their alone time, because, you know, you need time to miss the other person. You know, you can't just spend all your time with the person. You definitely need some time apart. It makes the heart grow fonder. Now, what I have at the foundation is the Ace of Cups. So, you know, because I have the Two of Cups at the center, this definitely, it can be, you know, the relationship is at the foundation. This is, you know, when you first met the person, this is you beginning your relationship. The Ace of Cups is all about new beginnings, some sort of gift from the heavens that was given to you, something that, you know, makes your heart very warm and makes you extremely happy and content and emotionally fulfilled. Now, what I have in the recent past is the Chariot, which the Chariot is the #1 victory card in the entire tarot. Represents victory, success, but the Chariot also represents movement. It's moving forward. It's movement. So, you know, for some Libras, this could have been you moving in with this person. You know, we do have the Six of Swords here at the bottom of the deck as well. So I have two cards that talk about movement. You know, so it's very possible you did move in together, or maybe you moved out of the house. But I'd say probably for a larger majority, this looks like you moved in together. You know, the Chariot also can represent some sort of vehicle or transportation. So, you know, maybe you bought a new car in your recent past. You know, it's something you could have did as a couple. But definitely some Libras could have just, you know, recently got a new car or did something to their car. what I have crowning you, what's on your mind, of course, the Lovers. So, you know, your relationship is coming in very strong in this reading. It's very much on your mind. Yeah, your relationship is the center of your world, if you would, right now, currently, especially at the beginning of the month. The Lover's card can also represent a decision, though. It can be a head or a heart decision that needs to be made. So, you know, there could be some Libras, because this is a general reading, that literally are faced with some sort of decision that needs to be made. And this is something that you're really going to be weighing your head and your heart. Really, in order to make this decision, you're really weighing between your head and your heart. You know, maybe there's some Libras that are in a relationship and, you know, maybe you can't get enough alone time. Maybe, you know, depending on the relationship, I'm just, you know, maybe you can't get enough alone time, and maybe you're trying to decide if you want to stay within this relationship. Maybe you're trying to decide if you want to move or move forward, or something like that. And because it's a general reading, I feel as though for most of you Libras that are in a relationship, I feel as though it looks very positive. It looks very nice, but I feel as though for another percentage of Libras, this could be, you know, where they're struggling to maybe get some alone time. What I have coming up in the near future is the Four of Cups, which the Four of Cups is really someone feeling flat, someone feeling like emotionally uninspired. And for those that are in a relationship, this card will come up when maybe the person is too comfortable, or, you know, there's not really much going on. The relationship isn't that thrilling anymore. And I'm sorry to say that, but that's what's coming up in the near future. You know, this card has an alternate meaning, and it talks about, you know, an offer that's being given to us, but we're not really seeing it for whatever reasons that may be. So, you know, alternatively, there could be an offer that's trying to come in for you, and you might not be seeing it, Libra. And maybe that's because you're not taking your alone time. What I have as your power in this situation is actually the Three of Swords. So that's the only reason really why I said that maybe there's a small percentage of Libras out there that they're debating or contemplating in some way, you know, trying to decide if they should leave their relationship, because the Lover's card can represent a head or heart decision that needs to be made. And because it's crowning you, this is what's on your mind, and you're feeling flat. And I have the Three of Swords here. There might be something missing within this relationship. You know, it might have been a blessing and when it came in, and it might have been really good for the time being, but there could be a point where, you know, you've outgrown each other. You know, you really need to go within. You really need to look at what your intuition is telling you to do. You know, and then make a decision from there. You know, the Three of Swords represents like a broken heart, a loss, a sadness, a despair. You know, and if this Three of Swords, for some Libras, because this is a general reading and there's going to be so many, you know, Libras that watch this, this Three of Swords might literally have nothing to do with your relationship. Your relationship for some Libras might be beautiful, Okay, it's quite lusty. That's what's on your mind, because the Lover's card can represent lust and a great lusty relationship. So maybe your relationship is fine. Maybe you're going through a difficult period personally in your life, and maybe you suffer some sort of loss, unfortunately, you know, professionally, or some sort of other loss, maybe within the family or something like that. You have some sort of other loss in your life, and it's not your relationship. You know, that is a possibility as well. And that's why you could be feeling this kind of, you know, emotionally uninspired, just kind of flat kind of feeling. Now, what I have in your external, and this is also how other people view you, Libra, is the Fool. So, you know, other people view you as taking some sort of leap of faith. The Fool is all about taking a leap of faith and just going for something. Just you know, setting out on a new path and just really going for something. It's a new beginning. It's taking a risk. So I feel like that's how people are seeing you. You're just kind of going for something. You're taking a risk. You know, and you're moving forward in some way, you know, and I see that with the Six of Swords. You're moving from some place or some situation to a much more positive one. Now, what I have in your hopes and fears is Three of Cups. You're hoping, you know, for this happiness, this joy. Three of Cups is all about celebrating, spending, you know, quality time with friends and family, and just, you know, having fun, letting loose, lighten your load a little bit, just, you know, just having a good time. So that's what you're hoping for. You know, it's the opposite of this, the Four of Cups. You know, you want this. Now, what I have as your final outcome is the Four of Wands, which is really nice. Really, really nice. This is my happy house and home card. This represents the happy home. So this reading is kind of very interesting. The Four of Wands is having a great support system. It's a very stable home environment. Very nice, happy, peaceful, stable home environment, whether that be with family, friends, or any sort of support system that you have around you. It's saying, you know, you have a great home life, a great support system around you. You know, it's a very stable environment. This card also does represent celebrations as well. This can be family gatherings, you know, having family over, spending time with family, and this is going to be at the end of November. This is even going into December. So, you know, here in the United States, we actually have Thanksgiving at the end of November. So this very well could be, you know, talking about Thanksgiving. This card could be representing you having your family over for Thanksgiving. It's a very joyous time, and it's really nice. But what I'm going to do now, Libra, is just draw you an additional guidance card. Your month looks, this just flipped out, so I'm going to take it. It just flipped right out, Libra. Okay, and it says break free. Try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. Very interesting. Sometimes we get into ruts and routines because they feel safe and comfortable. By drawing this card, you're asked to swim outside your comfort zone. It's time to take risks and explore new ways of thinking, making a living, or being in relationships. When you make the commitment to explore and experiment, the world responds by giving you wonderful new experiences. Heaven isn't necessarily asking you to settle into new avenues, but instead test the water and venture out. Sometimes we'll experiment and learn new things, and then we return to our comfortable old routines, but we're changed for the better. This is definitely a time for you to reach out and enjoy new options. Try something new today. Well, I really feel as though, Libra, that this card here, Break Free, resonates completely with the rest of your reading. I really, really do. It's telling you to try something new. So this is a general reading. However that does apply to you, then but Libra, what I was actually saying before this card flipped out is I feel as though this is a significant month. You're going to have a lot of change and a lot of events take place. But I feel as though it's going to be a nice month. It's whatever changes that occur, it is for the better. It is to teach you something, and it is, you know, for the betterment of your life. It looks like it's going to be a great month with maybe some new beginnings, some lovely get-togethers with friends and family. Just remember to take some alone time and definitely look within. That is definitely a must this month. Okay, Libra? I wish you all the best. Have a great month.